would you stay till the morning light? Or would you follow me? Or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Or would you stay with me now till the morning light? Before you turn away, I just want you to know that I didn't throw your stuff away. Before you make up your mind that I'm nowhere to find, I'm standing right here. I know that I told you.
Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Also, Merry Christmas Eve. I am excited for today's video because I figured a lot of us, including myself, needed the motivation to get the house cleaned before tomorrow. We actually did Christmas with my family yesterday. So it is 6:40 a.m. right now, and I'm doing this voiceover, looking at the house, knowing I gotta get it all cleaned before tomorrow. Luckily, it is, with it being Christmas Eve, today is a very relaxed day for us, so I can just kind of get everything done as needed. But in this video, you're gonna see the whole like getting ready for Christmas, getting our house deep clean before people come over, as well as some present wrapping. I figured there's a lot of you that are like me who haven't wrapped all their presents yet, because I definitely haven't got it all done yet, or haven't even started. And hey, I'll be honest, the only reason I've started already is because you have been asking for some wrapping motivation and things like that, which got me like, okay, I'm gonna get this started, that way I can share it with you guys since you were asking. So you're definitely not alone on the Christmas Eve wrapping.
Tonight we could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Or would you stay with me now till the morning? Would you stay till the morning light? Or would you follow me? Or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Or would you stay with me now till the morning light? Till the morning light. Just listen, I miss you. And I know that I said all these things, but now when you're with her, I can see that you miss me.
You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up but you.
So I wanted to go in and clean up these rugs, but there were a couple areas on the rugs that I don't even know what was on them. So I'm taking my Folex. Love this stuff for the carpeting. You've seen it all the time. And I'm actually going to be rolling up the rugs. That way I can clean underneath them. But I figured to do a quick spot clean on some of these areas. That way when I brought it back out, I could carpet shampoo it and try and get as much of this up as possible. I know some of it's like chocolate milk. Some of it, I honestly don't know what the orange stuff is. I'm assuming like Cheeto fingerprints or something like that, but your best guess is as good as mine.
could be ourselves. Didn't have much, but nevertheless, we were true to each other. But now we don't even bother. I remember you being hopeful, but the tall waves have worn us down, and slowly we are drowning. That's why you need to come with me, with me, with me. Turn around 180 degrees and cross the sea. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back.
So I've talked about this Shark Steam and Spin Mop a couple of times. I love this one. Recently got it only because our old one was dying on me and I needed a new one. And I absolutely love this thing. Now, a couple things I do with my steam mops is, like, on this day when I'm really trying to get the floors really, really good, I'll put a little bit of vinegar in there to just help disinfect and neutralize any odors and things like that. As well as sometimes I will also put just a little bit of essential oils on the pad just to bring in that freshness as well.
An upswing, so hear me out. I know we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that chasing all that all the way back home. Chasing all that chasing all that chasing all that all the way back home.
You take my love for granted. Say a bunch of stuff you never mean, yeah. I think I need a minute to figure out my limits. We cross them more than once.
And then as the floors dried, I moved on to the kitchen, just doing a quick tidy up. And you're going to see a lot of back and forth, just trying to get the two parts of the house done as much as possible. These were my two main goals on this day, were the kitchen and the family room. So you're going to see me back and forth a bit on day one, just purely because if the floors were drying or the rug was drying, then I would pop back in the kitchen trying to get it all done while the boys were at school and Freya was still napping.
That your love is from a different place. It's toxic, babe. Not sure what I expected. To think you wouldn't be so reckless. I keep on pretending I know we better end it. I said it more than once, yeah. You take my love for granted.
So one question I've been asked a lot recently, and if you've been with my channel for a while, you may already know this, but I know a lot of you are new. So I wanted to talk about this again, but a lot of questions I get on Instagram is how I started on YouTube. And my reasoning is a bit different than most YouTubers. So back in 2018, Bobby got orders to be deployed overseas, and he was going to be gone for a year between training and actually being overseas. So he went off in July, full time. He had done some training and stuff before that, and I really wanted to do something for myself. I was working full time at a furniture store as an interior designer slash salesperson for a place called Penny Mustard, but I wanted something else. Like, I needed something a little bit more. So I just had some fun, made a couple videos on YouTube. And then in September, Xander was starting kindergarten, and I was not able to find any type of childcare that made sense to put him and Bjorn in, since I worked such long hours and I needed someone who could pick Xander up from school and everything, and I just couldn't find it. Luckily, Bobby was making enough money overseas, because he makes a little bit more overseas than when he's here in the States, and we were able to financially make it work that I could quit my job and stay home with the kids. Well, needless to say, from going from working full-time to now being a stay-at-home mom full-time, I was definitely going a little crazy and needed something for myself, so I went more into YouTube. Like, I dove headfirst into it because it gave me something to do. It gave me a purpose other than being a mom and taking care of the house, and that is actually how I started my channel. And I honestly just did it for the connection of all you amazing women. Some of my best friends I've made have been other YouTubers as well, and that's honestly the main reason I started. But once Bobby got home, I was monetized, making very little bit of money, and we set a deadline. Oh, and mind you, I didn't tell him I started a YouTube channel. I actually didn't tell Bobby about the channel until about a month before he got home, because I figured once he was home, I couldn't hide it from him. But he was super, super supportive. And once he got home, we had a deadline of if I was making this minimum by this time, that I didn't have to go back to work. And that month came around, and literally it came down to the wire, but I had made the minimum that we said I wouldn't have to go back to work if I made that much. So that's just my little story. I wanted to share it. Like I said, a lot of you have probably heard it already, but I know a lot of you are new, and I wanted to just kind of give my background and why I'm here on YouTube.
About time we let things go. Is this our destiny? Just like it was meant to be. Yeah. Come run away.
I was actually very shocked how dirty these rugs are, because as you may know, they're actually fairly new, but obviously with the kids and everything, like, they just get dirty. But I was actually very, very surprised. I had to dump the dirty water bucket twice while doing this, and both times it was pretty gross, but I was happy to have them done, and that's why I like to do them a little bit more often. I don't always go over them with soap. There's some days that I just go over it with really hot water and maybe some vinegar, and then other days where I use that OxyClean soap that I like so much. But I feel like just keeping them fresh and everything is really important, especially because, like I said, with the dogs and kids, there's going to be spots and things over it. And I knew that when I looked at these very light rugs, and I'm okay with that. I've very much come to the like comfort of knowing that it's okay if the house isn't always perfect. I try my best to keep it as clean as possible, as tidy as possible, but there's sometimes and some days where you just have to be okay with good enough and not perfection. And it took me a while to get there. Like, I remember seeing all these houses of people that have the perfectly clean house, the perfectly staged house, and I felt like I had to be at that level. And I've just come to that realization of I've got 3 kids, I've got 2 dogs. It's not always going to be perfect. And those perfect homes that I see are just photos. So who says that 5 minutes after that photo was taken that their house doesn't look like mine? So it's just coming to that being okay with good enough. And I hope you guys remember that as well, because my house is not always perfect. It is not always the tidiest, especially with the kids and everything. And it's okay to be okay with good enough and not always perfection. So I saw this on TikTok the other day where people were using their cream cleansers and then letting them dry on their glass stove and then using a razor blade. And honestly, I would not do it this way again. I do like using my razor blade for my glass stove, but to have to do it like this all the way across, I really don't feel like it made it any cleaner than using my Scrub Daddy. Plus having to actually take the extra time to let it dry, because even at this point, even though I was going like back and forth between the 2 rooms, it wasn't perfectly dry. So this to me is not something I would do again. It's always fun to try different techniques that people use, but I think I'll definitely stick with just using my Scrub Daddy, scrub it down, and not worry about the razor unless it's absolutely necessary. And same on this oven door. You're going to see I tried it down there as well. And like I said, it's not horrible, but next time I'll definitely just stick with my normal way of cleaning it.
If you're gonna be moving on solo, wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me.
Alright, so it is now the next day, as I'm sure you can tell by the outfit change. And the next big project was this dining room. Mainly because I wanted to get these chairs and rugs cleaned underneath it. The chairs always need to get done. The kids eat here, do their homework here, all sorts of stuff, and they just do get a little grimy. So I wanted to start off by going around and cleaning off this table really well. I don't know if you noticed, but the dog bowls are also always by this table. So there's one leg that is always really dirty from the dogs. So going around vacuuming everything, just so as I'm cleaning underneath the table, I'm not getting full of dog hair, and then cleaning under the table because, like I said, just dust build up, everything like that. And it's definitely one of those areas because you don't see it regularly, you don't think about cleaning it. So it was definitely due to be cleaned. And before everyone came over to celebrate Christmas, I definitely wanted to get this project done as well. Oh, and also because I get asked every single video about what cleaner I'm using. So this is Thieves Cleaner from Young Living. It's a multi-purpose cleaner. I buy the really big bottle of concentrate and then I just make it up in this dollar store spray bottle. But I wanted to hit on that because pretty much every single video I get asked about this cleaner because 90% of the time it is what I'm using unless I'm bored and want to try something else new. But that is what this is. Thieves Cleaner from Young Living. I love this stuff. I love the way it cleans. I love the smell of it. And I like that I don't have to constantly change out my cleaner to move on to the next part of the house.
I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better. Too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better, yeah. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better.
Where do we go from? Where do we go from here? No one can save us from keeping clean. I don't wanna lose you, I don't wanna lose you now. 'Cause there is only one thing on my mind. Hey, I just wanna see you on my new grave. Hey, I just wanna see you on my new grave before you turn around and walk away. Hey, I just wanna see you on my new grave.
Now, to clean the upholstered chairs, I'm using the same cleaner as the carpeting. One thing I recommend with chairs like this, because I often get asked how I clean it, is making sure if you're going to do it, not to do just like one little spot. With this like linen-y natural cream fabric, if I clean one little spot, I'll get watermarks. So when I clean, I'll either clean the entire chair, backs and everything, or you'll see here I'm just doing the seats, but I'm going to do the entire seats. I'm pre-treating the tops, but you'll see as I go in and scrub these that I also then clean the sides and everything. Otherwise, you will get that water line that you see right now, and it will stay. So I have to do the entire chair. I just like to pre-treat the top. Oop, I cannot talk. Pre-treat the tops first. That way, since they're usually the areas that are most stained, it has more time to sit.
In and out of love, never get enough. We never seem to get older. When things are going right, you seem to have the time. But when it's hard, you just grow cold up. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat, cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. Fires around ourselves. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat, cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. Fires around ourselves. It's deja vu. Memories come back when.
Alright, and now that that is all done, on to the Christmas wrapping. So I'm going to show you a couple different techniques. I have been watching TikTok, and I found a couple different ways of folding that I didn't used to do that I really enjoy. So I'm first wrapping up Freya's Christmas presents. So we got her a little Barbie doll, as well as a little baby doll. Just a couple little things for her. But for a 1-year-old, she plays so much differently than I feel like the boys ever did. And I know it's because of having older brothers. So some of her toys aren't what I would typically get a 1-year-old. But with watching her and how she plays, and she's already such a girly girl, that getting her this doll with an actual like hairbrush are things that I know she'll really like. So this is one of the techniques. It just gives a cool little design when you fold it this way, and you'll see it again a couple of times. So I did it that time slow so you can kind of see what I did, and then I've sped it up these different times. This Barbie, as I was wrapping it though, I quickly realized that I had cut it just too short. But there is a way to fix that. If you saw, I just angled it slightly, and then wrapping it on that angle makes it where it fits and you don't waste any wrapping paper. So just a little tip there.
Should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat, cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. We keep on talking and talking and talking.
Now, for the boys, they're very much into Roblox, as I'm sure most parents out there can relate. So there were some stuffed little characters that they really wanted from the game Roblox, as well as they have their favorite YouTubers. They're called LinkyBox. It's these two friends, Justin and Adam, but on top of that they have their own line of plushies that my kids really wanted. So you'll see those later. They look a little bit funny because they're just so random of plushies, but they absolutely adore them. So I saw this little hack of making your wrapping paper into a little bag for the plushies, which I loved because I do a lot of bags for like my extended family, but for the kids, I like wrapping all of their presents because to me, there's something about being able to rip open a present on Christmas morning that is so much fun. So with the kids, Freya, Xander, Bjorn, I try to wrap as much of their presents as possible. That way they get that just really fun experience of ripping open that paper come Christmas morning.
Don't want this night to end. Yeah, about time we stop pretending. Come home with me. Let's write a history. Tonight I'll make you see. It's all about us. It's all about us. As we're dancing close together, making out. It's all about us. It's all about us. There's some magic in your eyes, can't get enough. Feel your hands, the way you're touching me around my neck. Got chills down my back, you do it right. The way you're holding me, no, I don't want this moment to stop. No need to fight it, I cannot hide it. We won't regret it, so come with me, maybe we're meant to be. A perfect melody, and I don't want this moment to stop. Time to go home. Don't want this night to end. Yeah, about time we stop pretending. Come home with me.
Okay, so I also had planned on wrapping a lot more presents on this day, but of course I had completely run out of tape. So I luckily was able to get 90% of the kids' stuff done. I did have to go and get tape. I had 2 more presents that I had to hide and wrap, but I was like, I need to at least get my kids' stuff done. That way, like, I don't have that fear of hiding everything still. Because I also then had to wrap all the nieces and nephews and siblings and grandparents and everything else going on. And it's Christmas Eve and I am still not done. So you are still not done. Don't worry about it. Same here. I will be up late tonight wrapping, making sure everything is ready for tomorrow. But I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. That really does help out my channel and just is a indicator to YouTube that you enjoyed today's video. Also, if you are new here, I would love if you would subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell. It used to be if you subscribed, you'd get all the notifications of when I've posted. But now if you don't have that notification bell on, often you will miss uploads. So don't forget to hit that. But I hope you guys have a very, very Merry Christmas and enjoy your Christmas Eve if you're watching this today. And I'll see you next time. Bye.